Between the year 2000 and 2020, travel agent employment in the United States fell by roughly 65%. Expedia launched in 1996, Kayak in 2004, and Booking.com scaled its U.S. presence through the 2010s. Those three platforms moved the leisure booking transaction from a human agent to a self-service website, and the BLS recorded the result. Approximately 130,000 travel agent jobs in 2000 collapsed to around 46,000 by 2020. The roughly 60,000 travel professionals who survived that contraction did so by handling trips too complex for a search box, multi-country itineraries, and group travel, as well as luxury bespoke experiences and corporate managed travel. Now AI trip planners from OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google are entering that complex itinerary market directly. The question this episode answers is whether the survivors of the first wave can survive the second one.
Liam here. What ChatGPT and Gemini can now do that a search engine could not is produce a coherent multi-city itinerary in a single conversation. A user can describe a 10-day Europe trip with a mix of cities and ask for day-by-day routing, hotel category preferences, and restaurant types all at once. The AI returns a structured itinerary in roughly 30 seconds that would have taken an agent 30 minutes to draft on the phone.
Good point, Liam. The price aggregation capability has moved well beyond what first-generation sites like Expedia offered. A current AI assistant can query multiple booking platforms and return a ranked summary of options with price differences explained, which is a recommendation rather than a list the user has to sort themselves. That recommendation is the core of what a human agent used to charge for.
Isabella here. The personalization capability closes the gap between an AI tool and a human intake conversation. A travel agent's intake call covered budget and comfort level, as well as airline preferences and dietary restrictions. A conversational AI now covers all of those in the same session where it builds the itinerary. The output reflects those preferences without a human needing to hold them in memory.
Real-time data access is the capability gap that closed most recently. Current AI models can read cancellation policies for a specific hotel on a specific date, pull current entry requirements for a passport holder traveling from one country to another, and flag health and safety advisories from government travel sites. An agent used to spend an hour researching that information for a single client file. A current AI assistant returns it in the same conversation without leaving the chat window.
Isabella, the visa research acceleration alone is significant. A multi-country trip through Southeast Asia involves 5 or 6 sets of visa requirements depending on passport type and length of stay. Before AI, that research meant checking each country's embassy website one by one. And AI compiles it in one response and flags the one country where the client needs advance application. That is a task that previously justified a separate consultation fee.
Marcus here. The luxury travel market is the clearest segment where human relationships create value that AI cannot replicate. A Virtuoso or Amex Fine Hotels advisor has direct relationships with property managers. When that advisor books a client, the hotel already knows who is coming and what that client prefers. Room upgrades, amenity credits, and VIP treatment flow through that relationship, and none of it flows through a booking platform or an AI interface.
Group travel is a second hard floor. Coordinating a destination wedding for 60 guests involves negotiating room block contracts, managing deposit timelines, and handling individual preference changes that a corporate incentive trip for 150 salespeople multiplies even further. An AI assistant cannot sign a hotel contract or call a resort manager to negotiate a group discount. Those negotiations require an authorized agent with a track record and a business relationship.
Corporate travel management has an entirely different protection: duty of care. A corporate travel manager is responsible for knowing where employees are when a natural disaster hits or a security situation develops. That person must maintain a real-time traveler tracking system and coordinate with security and hours on travel risk policies. The legal exposure for a company that cannot locate its traveling employees in an emergency is significant enough that no AI trip planning tool replaces the human role.
Erica, disruption management is the scenario that reveals the gap most clearly. Imagine a traveler stranded in an airport at 2 in the morning with a cancelled connecting flight and a cruise departure 14 hours away in a different city. A human agent who knows the client, has the airline contacts, and can call the cruise line to request a brief sailing delay is the person who saves that trip. An AI itinerary builder cannot make that call. The client does not want a new itinerary at 2 in the morning.
The American Society of Travel Advisors made the naming shift official in its member communications and marketing materials in recent years. The organization no longer leads with agent, a word that implies executing a transaction someone else designed. The new framing is advisor, a word that implies designing the experience in partnership with the client. ASTA also expanded its Certified Travel Associate and Certified Travel Counselor credential programs to reinforce that consultative positioning.
Liam, the consortium network model is what gives advisors access that no individual booking platform replicates. Virtuoso is an invitation-only luxury network where member advisors get preferred rates, complimentary amenities, and direct contact with property managers. Signature Travel Network and Travel Leaders Group offer similar benefits at different price points. An advisor inside one of those networks is not competing on price with a booking site, they are selling access.
Niche expertise is the most reliable protection for individual advisors who are not inside a luxury consortium. A travel advisor who specializes in African safari planning knows specific camps by season and specific guides by style in ways that only come from having been there personally. An AI can describe a camp from review data but cannot tell a client that guide quality has slipped for 2 seasons because the head guide left. That kind of intelligence requires a network and a field presence.
The fee-based advisory model is the structural change that protects advisors from platform commission changes. For decades, travel agents lived on commissions paid by airlines and hotels until airlines slashed those commissions in the early 2000s, which contributed directly to the first contraction wave. Advisors who charge planning and consultation fees are paid by the client for their expertise, not by a supplier or platform.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics projected a 26% decline in travel agent employment from 2022 through 2032, which is among the steeper job category decline projections in the entire BLS outlook. The decline is concentrated in leisure generalists, handling simple bookings and vacation packages. Exactly the trips that Expedia and AI trip planners target. The luxury and complex segments show a different picture inside the same occupational category.
Liam, it is worth separating the corporate travel manager from the leisure agent because they are actually different BLS occupational categories. Corporate travel managers who work inside companies or travel management companies have a better outlook than leisure agents because the duty of care requirement and the travel policy compliance role are not going away. Large employers with international operations need someone accountable for traveler safety and expense program compliance. And an AI trip planning tool is not that person.
The pivot path runs in 3 clear directions for travel professionals. The luxury niche advisor who builds deep destination knowledge and joins a consortium network like Virtuoso or Signature. The group and incentive travel specialist who handles corporate events and destination weddings, where the complexity justifies a human coordinator. And the corporate travel manager or travel management company specialist who owns the duty of care and policy compliance function inside an enterprise.
Marcus, the credential path inside the advisor pivot, is specific. ASTA membership provides professional development and a network of experienced advisors. The IATA Travel and Tourism Training Program adds foundational knowledge in ticketing, fare construction, and airline systems. The Certified Travel Associate is the entry-level professional mark, and the Certified Travel Counselor signals senior consultative expertise. Those credentials differentiate a professional advisor from someone with a booking engine.
If you take one thing from this episode, take this. Travel agents were not originally replaced by AI. They were replaced by a website in the early 2000s. The professionals who survived that first wave moved up the complexity ladder and built consortium access through networks like Virtuoso or Signature. The ones who survive this second wave will do the same. Move toward trips where the stakes are high enough that the traveler wants a named human accountable for the outcome.
Drop in the comments, would you still pay a human travel advisor in 2026? What kind of trip would make you pick up the phone?
Here is the core takeaway. The travel agent profession was already contracting before AI trip planners arrived. The 65% decline from 2000 to 2020 was caused by self-service booking platforms, not by AI. What AI is doing now is competing for the complex itinerary work that the survivors built their practice around. The protection is moving up the value chain to luxury and group travel. Corporate managed travel and crisis management work require a named accountable human. That is where the floor is.
3 years from now, thriving travel advisors will have picked a niche deep enough that AI cannot replicate their on-the-ground knowledge. They will also have built a consortium network connection and shifted at least part of their revenue to planning fees. Waiting for the AI trip planner market to mature before making those moves means competing for fewer positions with less differentiation.
Next episode, truck drivers and the Aurora autonomous freight corridor that opened on the Dallas to Houston route in April of 2024. The trucking industry story is different from anything we have covered so far because the BLS projects a driver shortage while the autonomous technology is already running commercial loads. The collision between those two facts is the story of that episode.
If this episode was useful, subscribe and pass it on. For free career counseling and workforce resources, head to careeronastop.org. You can also call 1-877-872-5627. ASTA.org has a free advisor directory and professional development resources for travel professionals building toward the advisory model.
Great series so far.
I am Professor Erica, signing off. See you in the next one.